Well, here it is after a weekend of nonstop news coverage looking at this tragedy that happened at the cinema in Aurora, Colorado. And I wanted to take a minute to present some thoughts to you so that should something tragic like this happen to you, you can also be prepared. And after I present a few thoughts, I would love for you to comment and offer some feedback of how you think to best approach this. I'm not going to look at the entire event because it's just too colossal to look at. But the first thing I want to examine is the fact that the police were so on the spot immediately. In less than 2 minutes from the first 911 call, the suspect was apprehended. What this shows to us is that police practice constantly and they're overwhelmingly prepared. So what's the takeaway for other leaders, for other public officials, and for corporate individuals? Number one, those who practice constantly are best prepared. Where the preparation failed by the police department came when it was time to finally talk to the public and tell them what was happening. And that's what we really want to focus on. Preparations in any crisis require one of these. This is a crisis communications plan. And in this instance, the police department and the first responders need a crisis communications plan. The local hospital needs a crisis communications plan. The theater needs a crisis communications plan. Crisis communications plans throughout most of the world look like this. It is a 6-page document that just states standard operating procedure. And sadly, I've seen institutions take 6 months to a year to do something like that. I think you need something a little bit more substantial. Believe it or not, I actually create all of this in a writing retreat over just 2 days. I'm going to give you 2 little secrets that are inside my plans that I don't share with anybody unless they're one of my regular customers. But I think it proves what's needed in this instance. The police department really needs to have a news conference, and any organization needs to have a news conference within the first hour of the event. Here are the words right out of this crisis communications plan, and I put it in every crisis communications plan. Time is of the essence. You have a critical window of 1 hour in which you are able to control the flow of accurate information about any situation. Your goal is to issue your first public communications within the first hour of the onset of the crisis. With social media, the 1 hour span is really even too long. A tweet about the situation is insufficient. You need to give people real information. In every plan I write, and I suggest you do the same thing, I have 2 different types of communications templates. One of them I call the first critical statement. It is what some people call a boilerplate statement. And when you're dealing with the media, you really need to understand that talking to them is kind of like providing a buffet. You're better off providing a little information up front than to wait until you know everything. Most institutions fail to do this. We can watch it at school shootings, any great tragedy. The information that is accurate is slow to come out. This is right out of my crisis communications plan. This is the first critical statement I use. Watch how we use fill in the blanks and bullet points, and watch how I'm anticipating what questions I'm going to be asked, and I embed that into the template. Hello, my name is, insert here. It deeply saddens us to report that one person is or blank people are confirmed to have died. Our thoughts and prayers are with him, her, or them, and his, her, or them, their family. If there are injuries, I would go on to say, we can also confirm for you that one person is, blank people are, confirmed to be injured. We're currently doing everything possible to ensure that he is, she is, they are getting the best medical attention available. As a courtesy to the families, we are not releasing any names until family members are notified, and we ask that you respect your privacy. So I'm anticipating that they're going to want identities, but I'm buffering those questions by proactively putting that in my template. Then I go to, this is what we can confirm. At approximately blank, last night, this morning, this afternoon, this evening, we experienced. And then you give the who, what, when, where, why, and how. And then I'm going to close with this statement. At this point, we cannot provide you with full details because members of our team are continuing to assess the situation. Our primary goals are to ensure the safety of everyone, to continue serving the public, and to provide the most accurate information as soon as possible. We'll have another briefing in 1 hour. We ask the media to bear with us. What I've done in the statement is I've anticipated the questions the reporters are going to ask. One of the reasons this is so critical is if you watch the news coverage, when the police chief finally got around to the Q&A portion, the question and answer portion of the news conference, he was irritated because people were asking for identities. People were asking, do you know what caused this? Do you know why this individual acted this way? And his answers became very short, very terse, very irritable, and that establishes hostility between the spokesperson and the media. And you never want that. Up to that point, things were going fine, but now the media is kind of aggravated because you were abrupt and rude with them. One of the things everybody has to do is anticipate the questions that you're going to be asked. All of this needs to be created on a clear, sunny day when you can have clarity of thought. When you have clarity of thought, you can actually write down every question on a clear, sunny day that you know that you will be asked in a crisis. One of those questions is going to be, why do you think they did it? What was the cause of it? Watch what I have in the pre-written template. This is my mass communications template. In the back of this plan, I have this massive addendum that I use, that we create in a writing retreat with the communications department's team. Watch what we've written on a clear, sunny day. One cannot speculate why an individual may commit such an act. We'll have to wait for an investigation to tell us that. My friends, if you write something like this proactively into your plan, you will completely eliminate the hostility that exists between the media and the spokesperson. The spokesperson should never be surprised by any question they get. The time to think about those questions is on a clear, sunny day. So, the takeaway, preparation up front makes all the difference. The police department did it on a clear, sunny day. You need to be creating one of these. You need to have a vulnerability assessment. Imagine everything that could go wrong. You need to have a writing retreat and create a document that walks you step by step through the crisis. Additionally, you need to be able to create an addendum like this that's going to give you everything that you need to say when the crisis happens so that the communications team is never looking at a blank computer screen or a blank piece of paper writing from scratch. And also on a clear, sunny day, anticipate every question that you could get asked and proactively write a benign answer that's going to satisfy them. Now, these are my thoughts on this. I'd love to hear what you think about how to create an effective crisis communications plan and whether or not you think this much copy needs to be written in your organization so that on the day of the crisis you're prepared, just like that police department was, because you practice and you prepared on a clear, sunny day. This is Gerard Braud. I'm looking forward to your thoughts.